Hey guys, what's up? JC with Ron Strong. Yeah, I don't have my sunglasses on. Well, if you guys watched the news, you guys seen that there was a shooting. I hate saying mass. There was a shooting in Arizona where I live in Westgate. Me and my girl actually were just there yesterday, a day before the shooting happened. We were there at Twin Peaks actually eating and, just going out, having some time together. But yeah, there was a shooting. Young kid, 20 years old. I don't want to say his name out of respect for his family and stuff like that, but he said that he did the shooting because he had been bullied and he wanted some respect. You know me, I'm always saying to not judge nobody. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they're going through. But this one, I hate to say it, but it rubbed me a little bit wrong. In today's age with the whole social media thing and I guess being bullied on social media, I really don't understand it. I had an incident with my daughter, my teenage daughter, where she was very, very depressed because people were unfriending her on social media platforms. And I really had to sit down and have a very long talk with her about what really is making friends the old school way. I guess my time that is not here no more. How summertime came around, we went out and played sports and made friends and I guess all that is gone now. And social media is the way to date, make friends, play video games. I guess just, everything's on there pretty much. And I mean, I don't get me wrong, this new era of information I love because I like to learn, so I'm actually able to learn for free now. But I think it's also causing a lot of problems with a lot of these young kids where they don't know how to interact with other kids. And I think the whole bully thing over social media is getting out of control. It's getting out of control because words on a keyboard should not hurt you. They shouldn't. They shouldn't at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I get, trolls on my thing that start talking crap, I get a little bit heated. And sometimes I have to catch myself not to answer back, or ask them where they're at or where they live. Or to give me their phone number, so I can find out the rest. But I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's hard. But, this kid was saying that he had a dark side to him that needed to come out and he was going to go hurt 10 people. And he had an assault rifle. And, this whole week, we've been talking about how bad it is in Mexico, how bad it is in Chicago. And I think we fail to realize that it's getting bad everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, we live in a different time now where, these kids are picking up assault rifles that they're not even gang members. They're not even part of nothing. I mean, honestly, I was looking at the video of the kid, and he looks like a complete square. Like, complete square. So it's like something is happening in these kids' brains nowadays where they're not able to cope with, I guess, stress, bullying, all that stuff. Because, I mean, let's get real. There's always going to be bullies out there. Always. I got bullied as a kid. I remember everything like it was yesterday. I was in 6th grade. I was new to the school. It was McCormick Branch. I even remember my teacher's name, Mrs. Corona. I got bullied by an 8th grader because his girlfriend thought I had beautiful eyes, so she would always be flirting with me. It would get me in trouble. He would always, I came home with one black eye. Then I came home with 2 black eyes. Then I came home with 2 black eyes and my busted nose. Then a lip. And I'll never forget, I used to hang around with this guy named Chino. He was a land king. He lived next to me on Cristiano. And one day we walked to the store So one day we're walking to the grocery store on the corner. It's Armando's. It's a little on 26th Street. There's a lot of little grocery store, like neighborhood grocery stores on the corners. Every block has one actually. And we walk in, we get some stuff, right, and we're walking out. I was a late bloomer, so I was little and tiny. I didn't really get big until I went to the joint and I actually started working out and stuff like that. So, you know, they would pick on me, and we were walking out, and as we were walking out, dude bumped into me and punched me. I told Chino, don't worry about it, let's go, come on. I was scared, you know, I was very, very scared. I was a very scared kid because as a kid, you know, my uncle that did those bad things to me as a kid that I've explained in my other videos, used to beat me a lot. So when he did that to me, he created fear in me. Like I had no self-esteem. I had no guts. So I was afraid. I told Chino, let's go, come on, let's walk. And he was like, nah, dude. He's like, take your jacket off, I'm gonna hold it. You're gonna fight this dude right now. Little did I know that night, I was in 6th grade, that dude was in 8th grade, and he was way bigger than me. I beat the crap out of him. You know, Chino told me, I don't care if you pull his hair, spit in his eyes, I don't care, but you're gonna fight him today, and today's gonna be done. And it was one of the best decisions that I ever made. It was one of the best decisions that someone ever pushed me to do. Because that day I got my confidence back. I feel bad for these kids that, you know, are feeling this way and they're doing stupid shit because they feel this way. It makes me remember how I used to feel when I got picked on and when all these things were happening to me. You know, after that day, after I fought him, I actually got my confidence back that day, and I actually, you know, started being different. I became very, very violent. And, you know, I was a perfect, you know, pick for a gang, you know, and I started getting involved a lot, and I was the first guy to always raise my hand to do things. And you know, I don't want to go into like the bad part of it, because yes, it all turned bad. But what I'm trying to say is that I know how that kid was feeling. But it never crossed my mind to hurt innocent people. You know, this is where I tell everybody that watches me, like, you know, a lot of people don't think that one person can't change the world, and they're wrong. If you help one person and that person helps another, do the math. They can keep going and going and going. It's what they call that pay it forward thing. This is why I promised myself that I was gonna work my ass off, put these videos out, and make sure that somebody heard my message. Yes, I talk about my gangs, I talk about cartel, I talk about the drugs, I talk about all that stuff because that's my story. That's what made me. This is who I am. I am wrong to strong. But if somebody would have talked to that kid last night, that wouldn't happen. Also, these kids need to know that they can reach out to somebody that understands them. You know, now you have people that are brokenhearted are the ones that got hurt. His family, because he's gonna be going away for a while. It's all around. It's just a big circle of evil that just happened, and it could have been dealt with. It could have been fixed. It didn't need to happen. This is why it's so important, you know what I say. Don't judge nobody. Stay in your lane. Give somebody a hug. Live savage. You have one life, but if you live it right, one life is all you need. This is why I say all these things. Because if you ask me, I have like 3 PhDs. All the time that I spent incarcerated, 17 years in and out of prison, I ran through so many smart mentors that made that bad decision in those little 10 seconds, and it cost them the rest of their lives. And that's the thing, is that I remember one time I was in a bad mood and I wanted to inflict pain on somebody, and I walked into my unit and I got my shank and I was gonna hurt one of my enemies. And I ended up bumping into one of my really good friends and their mentor, Jose. He was from Miami. He was involved with the cocaine cowboy stuff, and he had a life sentence. And he asked me, what's the matter? And I was like, just look at everything that happened, everything that what I'm going through, and I was just bitching and whining about it like a little fucking girl. And he's like, so many people spend so much time thinking about what they've lost, but they never think about what they've gained from going through what they're going through. He's like, you still have a chance. You can still get out there and help people not make the decisions that you made. And for that, I'm always going to remember that dude, because he planted that seed in me. And this is why I do what I do. I don't do this because, I want to be famous. I don't do this because YouTube is cutting me a big check. I can make a lot more training people, trust me. I do this so I could get one of these knuckleheads to watch this, and maybe I could reach out. This is why I go to the prison. This is why I'm waiting to get off of federal probation so I can start visiting all the federal prisons I was at. Because I'll be damned if I don't pull somebody out of that fire and take them to safety. Because that's what I want to do, and that's what I feel is my calling. Like I said, I feel bad for all the families that got hurt last night. I feel bad for that kid. He's going to go into a system where there's not nice people. I've told you guys before, there is guys that belong in there. There is monsters that need to be in there. Now that kid's going to actually see what it is to be tough, what it is to want to get respect and earn it. It is what it is, guys. Please be safe. Watch always your back. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings and what's going on. Remember, if you're watching everything, sometimes you could avoid situations like this. My name's JC. I am raw and strong. And remember, give somebody a hug, man. You'll never know if you could change somebody's life. I'll catch you guys on the rebound.